behalf of our team, research team, we all work at National Medical Research Center for Therapy and Preventive Medicine, which report directly to the Ministry of Health of the Russian Federation. Here are the key slides for whole presentation, because this is a roadmap for public health up to 2030. During the last 75th World Health Assembly that was held in May this year in Geneva, it was announced that one of the WHO work priorities will be to support countries, member states, in their efforts to further development, enhancement, and strengthening primary health care. Such support will contribute to wider use of high quality, effective, and safe existing or new pharmaceutical products by countries, regions, or globally. Also, it will ensure universal health coverage missions to provide everyone's equal access to high-quality healthcare services, including effective, safe pharmaceutical products without undue financial risks, and achieve the UN Sustainable Development Goal. Okay, the goal, no, it just jump. No. It is not this one. Can I come to the third slide? No. One back. Can I back? Back. One more back. Second one. Next one. Aisha, can you help me? The good registration management is a process of the registration existing on new pharmaceutical products at national, regional, or global level. It also is one of the main mechanisms for providing the population with effective and safe pharmaceutical products within the framework of primary health care and universal health coverage provision. The goal of good registration management is a wide discussion of good registration management medications based on national or regional, transnational or transregional experience, maximize international cooperation, reduce duplication and use of counterfeit pharmaceutical products, and also expand consumers' available, affordable access to high quality, safe, and effective therapeutic products. Next slide. Preparation timing for supporting tools. It is an old version of my presentation. Can we switch to another one slide? Aisha, can you help me? Key elements of good registration management, there are two: good submission practices and good review practices. And people who are responsible for good submission practices are applicants, and for good review practices are review authorities. Next slide. Good submission practices, they are industry practices for any aspect related to the process of a pharmaceutical product discovery, format, content of submitting documents, and management of submission process up to the registration of medical products by applicants. Objectives is to enhance efficiency and quality of medical product registration process, which leads to enhance early access to these products by patients. Implementations have to be done in terms of development of submission tools and applicant learning activities, and submission practice have to be continuously evaluated and updated on the ongoing basis. Next slide. Key principles of good submission practices, they are strong scientific, rational, and robust data with clarification of benefit risk profile of submitted medical product, compliance to up-to-date regulatory requirements, well-structured submission dossier with appropriate cross-references, reliability, quality, integrity, and traceability of submission documents and source data, effective and efficient communication. Next slide. Target product profile is the main document within the all documents of submission dossier. It has to represent convincing scientific justification of the relevance of the choice of a drug or vaccine. The whole process of obtaining reliable data on a drug or vaccine, starting from the early stages of detection and the method of preparation, chemical formula reviewed during the synthesis of biological substance biosimilar obtained from cells of living organisms. All stages of laboratory or preclinical and clinical trials, all phases, the compliance with modern regulatory standards, guidelines, and regulations, the results of reliable scientific evidence of the benefits and risks of a drug or vaccine use, scope of application, dose, mode, and methods of administration, side effects, and compatibility with other drugs, etc. Next slide. How can I finish? Good review practices. Just come back. What happened with my slide? I can manage. After that is okay. Next slide, please. Aisha, can you help me? Okay, good review practices has the definition of documented best practices for any step related to the process, format, content, and management of medical products review. The objective is to help achieve timeliness, predictability, consistency, transparency, clarity, efficiency, and high quality in both the content and management process of the review. Implementation is done through the development of review tools and review learning objectives, and should be also continuously evaluated and updated. Next slide. Framework of good review practices are the following: managing the review, project and quality management, standard operating procedures, review process, conducting the review through the key elements and define review strategy and applying the review strategy, review personnel, review the expertise, competencies and training, critical thinking, and communications interagency with applicants, external partners, and public. Next slide. Now we have a good conference for our international cooperation in the good registration management. And it is International Conference of Drug Regulatory Authorities, WHO. The people or agencies or countries who can participate in this conference, they are international and regional regulatory authorities and members of regulatory authorities represented. And first of all, WHO member states as well. International and regional authorities, you can see here, it is Asia Pacific, Regulatory Harmonization Steering Committee, Center for Innovation in Regulatory Science, Association of Southeast Asian Nations, Food and Drug Administration, Alumni Association International, International Council on Harmonization and International Medical Device Regulatory Forum. And we have also representatives in this conference from Austria, Canada, Chinese Taipei, Japan, Republic of Korea, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, United States of America. Next slide. Conditions for internal and external effective communication created between specialized experts within the framework of regional and global international cooperation can contribute to speedy and successful filing in an application and unhindered registration process of therapeutic agents. Next slide. Challenges for regulatory authorities, international perspectives, globalization and expansion of free trade, increased responsibilities from expansion of the market, improvement and sophistication of products place heavy demands on regulatory systems and knowledge bases, development of cutting-edge technologies and healthcare technique, extensive use of information technologies and internet. Next slide. Other challenges, the following: adapting to the real and predicted situation the world faces with the high risk of virus and infection diseases, as well as high morbidity rates from non-communicable diseases, neurodegenerative disorders and conditions, mental health, high rates of multi and comorbidity within a group of non-communicable diseases, and mixed conditions of virus infections and non-communicable diseases as well. Next slide. Other challenges is the development of cutting-edge technologies and healthcare technique based on advanced treatment, diagnostic and disease control products related to the real and predicted situation the world faces. Next slide, please. Additional challenges. Among the important aspects of good registration management in its parts of good submission, practices, application dossier should be the paragraph of medical product supplements description. The purity, size, and types of substances used as additions to medical products can also determine the effectiveness and safety for patients. Next slide, please. Conclusion: the currently existing international, regional, and national basic documents representing in the main position of good registration management will require constant updating and adaptation to actual global technical and demographic processes, transformation in public health in healthcare, good and respectful, open and transparent, confidential, professional, national, regional, and global cooperation are and will always be a basis for good registration management practices, development, and implementation. Next slide. Next slide. Now I would like to show you 2 slides about Russian Federation activities in good registration management. The Russian Federation has the order of the Ministry of Health of the Russian Federation number 866, dated November 25th, on approval of the concept for creating a federal state information system for monitoring the movement of medicines from the producer to the consumer using the label. The Russian Federation ratified Medicrime Convention On the 20th of March 2018, the first international instrument in the criminal law on counterfeiting of medical products and similar crimes involving threats to public health, drafted by the Council of Europe. The Russian Federation and corresponding regulatory authorities actively participated in the international events regarding the good registration management practices such as WHO, APEC, EU. Next slide. I appreciate your attention. Thank you. If you have any questions, I would be glad to receive them via email. And after looking and preparing the answer, I will feedback to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your good practice management with us. It was very insightful. If anyone has any question, they can email and